is Laura Nemi. You're listening to TV Confidential.
Let me ask you a question. You think you black? You think them your people? Well, they're not. We are.
Ed Robertson welcoming you back to TV Confidential, radio talk show about television. Then we'll shift gears this segment as we welcome Mr. James Moses Black. If you watch NBC's This Is Us, you know James as Reverend Hawley, the neighborhood preacher counselor who inspires Randall Pearson, Sterling K. Brown's character, to run for office. James can also be seen opposite Naomi Harris and Frank Grillo in the new Screen Gems crime drama Black and Blue. Black and Blue is now playing in theaters everywhere as this program airs. James also has a role in Operation 8888, a new series that is coming soon from Amazon. We'll ask him about this and more in just a second. But first, James Moses Black, welcome to TV Confidential.
Thank you, Ed. That was an extraterrestrial introduction. I like that.
We aim to please.
All right.
We aim to please on our program. I took a look at the trailer for Black and Blue. It looks like a very, very intense movie with a classic premise, but for purposes of our conversation, you, James, are featured prominently in the trailer. That's got to be good for you.
Yeah, it was good, man. I paid him a bunch of money to. I'm glad, that the money worked.
Yeah, no, it's almost like a little mini demo reel.
Yeah, it is. I actually used it like that.
Very good. What can you tell us about the movie? What can you tell us about your character?
Well, the movie, I always make comparisons to movies that have been previously made. And this one reminds me of Training Day. Ethan Hawke's character is now a woman. And instead of, one person who is Denzel Washington, you get 5 of them. So after this one character, because of a body cam, she recorded a murder that shouldn't have taken place by the police. So it reminds me of that, Ethan Hawke being a part of something, and he shouldn't have been there, and then Denzel is forced to get rid of him. So that's basically what the movie's about. I play one of the bad cops. Deacon Brown is my name in the movie. And at first I have some benevolence towards helping her understand the streets. And in my mind, when I was filming it, I kind of wanted her to stay away, not be a part of this thing that was happening with me. I just happened to be an old guy, and that was just my way of life. But at first, I kind of wanted her to shy away, and understand her role as a police officer. And she was hard-headed. So, there goes the story. The story comes along where, she disobeys one of my commands, and then she witnesses a murder. And after that, the hunt is on for her to get this body cam off.
James Moses Black is on the line with us. James plays rogue cop Deacon Brown in Black and Blue. Black and Blue, the new Screen Gems crime drama starring Naomi Harris and Frank Grillo. Black and Blue is now playing in theaters everywhere as this program airs. It's from the little snapshot you just gave my listeners and me of your character, James. Deacon Brown sounds like a very layered man. And I'm not an actor. I just talk to actors, but it sounds like a part that you could really sink your teeth into and approach it in a number of ways.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to approach it in some different ways. That when you see the movie, you could see sort of my problem with things. But again, I was part of this team of corrupt cops that didn't have a conscience, but I at first had a conscience. And I still think I tried to maintain a conscience about everything that was going on around us. And it's funny, when you see something as a human being, and it's sort of an atrocity, and maybe you see it and you say that's too bad, but that same thing could probably happen to you. Mm-hmm. And that's how I was looking at it. That's how I kept looking at it. And then when it got to the point of I'm all in, it's like the person who is all in and sees the person on the shore who is walking toward the water, and you want to say stop, but as soon as they put their foot in the water, it's too late.
So if I'm following correctly, you don't necessarily approach, like, say, Deacon Brown, for example. You don't necessarily approach him as, oh, this dude is morally complex, I'm going to do it this way. You look at the human being in him first and sort of build your approach from there, correct?
Right. And as a police officer, I think I created this man who was very complex, but one of the most vicious and cops you could ever imagine, especially as a black cop. I remember things that, I used to get stopped, or, me and my friends would be stopped, and I just remember how bad some of these cops were sometimes, and I took it to level 10. So that was part of the, when I put this character together, that was part of it, to become not just I wasn't really a consciousness of righteousness, but I wanted to save somebody because I thought my life was gone already. There was nothing else I could do about my life. I was already corrupt, but I wanted to save Naomi's life, or in this particular case, her character in the movie.
James Moses Black is on the line with us. James plays Deacon Brown in the Screen Gems crime drama Black and Blue. Black and Blue stars Naomi Harris and Frank Grillo and is directed by Dion Taylor. Black and Blue now playing in theaters everywhere. You can follow James on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Did the role come to you? Did you go after it?
Brent Caballero was the casting director in New Orleans, and I had just gotten back to California, and he said this is a role that he thought I would be great in, and he put me up for it. Of course, I auditioned. He also there was a movie called 3 Billboards, and he thought that he put me up for a role in 3 Billboards.
3 Billboards outside Ebbings, Missouri.
But he put me up for the role of what is Sam Rockland's? What is his name?
Rockwell.
Rockwell.
Yeah.
Yes, Rockwell's. He put me up for that part, and they said they thought that a black cop in a small city being really rough wasn't what they were looking for. But he said that my job in the audition was just they had to think about it. So this is a guy who always champions me in terms of parts and roles. So it actually came to me, and I just gravitated toward it.
And what you just said speaks to one thing that I've learned about actors and the audition process, is that you may be auditioning for 3 Billboards, but you're also auditioning for your next role or next series of roles, whatever that happens to be, because there are people in the room that, okay, they may be looking for a part in this movie, but they're also got other things they're working on down the road.
Right. So and that's basically it. You go in there and you knock out one audition, and maybe you don't get it, but you are certainly in the queue for other jobs, other roles, because they just trust you. It's a matter of trust. If they bring you in, they trust that James is going to perform, and that makes it easier on them. Casting people want to hire you. Mm-hmm. That's the whole thing. They want to hire you. It's really up to you whether you bring yourself and the confidence in your name into the room, so they can say, "See, I told you." That's their whole thing.
James Moses Black plays rogue cop Deacon Brown in Black and Blue, the new Screen Gems crime drama starring Naomi Harris and Frank Grillo. Black and Blue now playing in theaters everywhere. James also plays a U.S. Army colonel who develops mutant fighting machines in the upcoming Amazon series Operation 8888. You can follow James on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. What can you tell us about Operation 8888?
Nothing, Ed. I'm just telling you the truth, man. Amazon will come to me and say, "Hey, James, why'd you say that?"
Okay.
I can tell you a little. It's about creating the ultimate fighting machine, a war machine that's a human. And I play a colonel. Again, I play these people of authority all the time. Mm-hmm. I actually think I was in the military. But there's not a lot I can tell you. It's streaming on Amazon. I think it comes out next year. And before we left, this is some good news. They signed us up for a second season.
Well, that's good.
So that was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, look, you understand. I have to ask the question. I realize that everyone signs non-disclosure agreements, but I would not be doing my job if I don't at least ask the question.
Right. No. You can. I mean, that's the same thing with me. You can ask the question, but at least I have to say no. Absolutely.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, we mentioned in our open that viewers of This Is Us know you for your recurring role as Reverend Hawley. Are you done recurring on This Is Us, or is the door open for James to come back?
Yeah, the door is open. The part of that show is it's a lifelong saga of things that happen to this family. And you know, Randall winning the election is just part of the tip of the iceberg. I think I'm going to be a sort of a life coach in a sense for him from a spiritual standpoint, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the opportunity to come back on the show.
And especially because NBC has already committed itself to renewing the show for another 2 years. So that and because there's a lot of flashback sequences and jumping back in time, I would think that would leave the door open for you or any other actor on that show to come back.
Yeah, especially when that church, the Reverend Hawley's church, is in his district. And so the re-election might be coming, or just some sort of pain in life might be coming, and I think that's where Hawley could come back.
Why do you think This Is Us resonates with so many viewers, James?
I think you could see yourself in the show. I think you could see America in the show. The shows before, I think everyone wasn't represented, you know, whether you were African American, white, you're skinny, fat, you had problems, whatever it was, you can see yourself in the show. And I think what resonates is life. This is life. You know, this is how life could possibly happen. I remember when the Cosbys came on, and, you know, we said, wow, a lot of people said, well, that's not really how, you know, black people have lives. You know, everybody, and there's not a doctor and a lawyer in the house. But it was such an event that people said, oh, wow, this is funny that they have this life, and even though it's not common in terms of America, but it was something people could relate to just because of the growing pains and the growing circumstances of the Huxtables, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the same thing. That's not the same thing. Now it's more or less, I can watch a show and be represented,
mm-hmm.
not just by color, but by circumstance.
Yeah.
Conditions, you know what I mean? I can be represented like that.
Yeah, it goes back to, I understand these people. I recognize the human being or the human condition that these characters are depicting and portraying, in whether it's A, whether it's B, whether it's C, something about it speaks to me
mm-hmm.
as a viewer. James Moses Black is on the line with us. James recently recurred as Reverend Hawley on NBC's This Is Us. He can now be seen as rogue cop Deacon Brown in Black and Blue. Black and Blue, the new Screen Gems crime drama starring Naomi Harris and Frank Grillo. Black and Blue now playing in theaters everywhere as this program airs. For more information, blackandbluemovie.com, blackandbluemovie.com. You can follow James on Instagram at whoisJamesMosesBlack. Now, you've worked with a lot of Oscar winners. You've worked with a lot of Oscar nominees. You worked, on This Is Us, you worked with an Emmy winner in Sterling. And I realized that when the red light goes on, James, and you're doing the scene with whether it's Sterling or whether it's Naomi, when the red light goes on, it's actor to actor, and that's all that matters. But I'm just guessing, and you tell me if I'm wrong, that when you work with someone of that caliber, part of you maybe straightens up your back and tries to kick it up a notch because you're working with someone on that level.
I'm going to say this. My job is to do my job.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job. My job isn't going to become erect because I'm next to a person who might have more stature, more visibility that I have, but that's not why my posture becomes erect.
Mm-hmm.
My posture becomes erect because I have a job to do. I have a story to tell. And they picked the best person to tell this story. You know, they didn't pick the best person to go against Naomi Harris
mm-hmm.
or Tyrese or Frank Grillo or Sterling K. Brown. They picked the best person to tell this story, and that's my job.
And my job is to talk to James Moses Black, who's one of the stars of Black and Blue, which is now playing in theaters everywhere. Let's see, doing a little homework on you, I understand that at one point early in your career, you were a resident at American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best times of my life.
When were you in San Francisco?
2001.
Oh, I was still living up there.
Oh, yeah, I actually lived on Baker and Gary.
Okay.
And, right up there by that hospital.
Yeah, by Kaiser.
And what's the famous blues guy? He hadn't died when I don't think he was dead. TJ something. But he had the bar right on the corner down the street.
Mm-hmm.
It started with an F, but he was right down the street. that his bar was. But yeah, I kind of love San Francisco. That was actually my first time really experiencing San Francisco, and I didn't know that the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco.
You got that right.
It was an actual statement. I mean, it was for real, man.
Yeah. Around that time, 2001, I was living in the Upper Market area, which is one of the warmer parts of the city. But my girlfriend at the time lived out near the ocean, and
Sure.
So. And I'm not kidding, but you know this because you spent time in San Francisco. But for people listening who've never been in San Francisco, you can literally, if you were to hop on a bus or if you were to drive from one end of the city to the other, you may start in 75-degree weather, but by the time you get to the ocean, it's 40.
It's 40. Especially if you go north. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I think one time we planned on going to the beach. Of course, this is my first time, and I said, well, let's go to the North Beach.
Yeah.
We left. It was probably like 75. We got to the North Beach. I said, I need a parka. Forget swimming trunks. I need a parka.
Yeah.
And yeah, we never went swimming. Yeah, that's exactly true.
Yeah. But let's see. I understand that you're working on a couple of screenplays as we speak. What can you tell us about your screenplays without giving too much away?
Well, I got one in sort of production right now. It's called 55. It's about the first integrated hotel and casino in America, which opened in Las Vegas in 1955 during the Jim Crow era of 1955 and the 40s. And one man who's a powerful scout, he finds out that he is not the man his father told him what he was. And so he has to deal with the Jim Crow segment. After being a powerful white man, he discovers that he is not white, but he has a gene that indicates that he is African American. So on the backdrop of this hotel opening up, it's almost like finding out that you're a fish, and then all of a sudden you find out, no, you're cat food.
Yeah.
So, it's almost like that. I like to use that analogy.
That's a very vivid analogy.
Yeah, and we're working on another one called Method right now. It's a really good one. It's a modern day Misery.
Oh.
Yeah, but it involves an A-list actor who is a method actor. That's all I should say about that one. But yeah.
Do you write in tandem? Do you write by yourself? How do you work?
Well, on 55, I wrote by myself, and on Method, I wrote in tandem with a fellow writer, Damian Zellis. So I tell him the ideal, and he's a very good structuralist in terms of putting the script together. He'll put it together, have the moving parts, and then I come back in and I fill in maybe the ideals, more of the ideals, and some of the speech regarding the script or how a person is in the script. So I go back, and we go back and forth until we say, okay, it's done.
You just anticipated one of my questions. Does your experience as an actor help you when you write, or are those two separate things?
No, it definitely helps me because, I can read a script as an actor, and they say don't judge it, but, I go, this is not how people talk. So I'm always thinking about how people really talk as a writer, and not to overwrite something. You can say no, but the overwriting is, I'm not going to go there, I don't want to do that, and that's not for me. That's the overwriting. When the thing is really just no, they ask you the question. So that's what it helps me with, not overriding something.
I took a look at your Instagram page, and I took a look at your website. You're a very interesting fellow. I don't know whether you're quoting yourself or whether you got this quote from somebody else, but it jumped at me. On your website, you have the line, if you are not living your life, you are living a lie.
Right. That's exactly right.
Is that a personal credo?
Yep, absolutely. I strive to be the best person I can be. I'm not perfect, I'm way far from perfect, but I want to be the best person I can be. And so by being the best person I can be, I can sort of create my way of life. And this is what I chose. You know what I mean? It's something that's independent but giving, something that is, some people think it's difficult. I don't think it's difficult. I think it is something that challenges your integrity, it challenges your perseverance, and most of all, it challenges your faith, to be a good person.
Well, I'm only as good as the person I'm interviewing, and you've been a great guest, and I would welcome the opportunity for you to visit our program again one of these days in TV Confidential.
Absolutely, man. I'd love to do it, Ed. You give, extraterrestrial introduction. I was like, is this dude talking about me? Oh, man. But I definitely would love to come back on your show, man.
Okay. James Moses Black can now be seen as rogue cop Deacon Brown in Black and Blue. Black and Blue, the new Screen Gems crime drama starring Naomi Harris and Frank Grillo. Black and Blue now playing in theaters everywhere as this program airs. For more information, blackandbluemovie.com, blackandbluemovie.com. You can follow James on Instagram at whoisjamesmosesblack.
Become an advertiser or underwriter of TV Confidential and let our brand help promote your brand. To find out more, go to televisionconfidential.com/advertise.
Buying or selling a home can be one of the most stressful things we'll ever do in life, but it doesn't have to be. And no one knows better than our friends at Front Porch Realty Group. They're a community of realtors serving the Northern Bay Area of California that cares about their clients as individuals first and foremost. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to lease or sell your property in the Bay Area, Front Porch Realty Group will help you through this important transition by providing you with the right information for your situation while lessening the pain. They also work with a network of realtors throughout California who provide the same high caliber of customer service. Call Front Porch Realty Group at 415-886-7411 for a realtor referral near you. You can also visit their website, frontporchrealtygroup.com, for more information on the services they provide, including upcoming workshops and seminars. For more information, call 415-886-7411 or visit frontporchrealtygroup.com. Front Porch Realty Group. They'll find the solution that works best for you.
Want a free first ride with Uber? Uber, the mobile app that connects you with a ride at the touch of a button in minutes. Enter promo code TV Confidential after you download the app to receive your first free ride up to $20. For more information, go to get.uber.com/go/TV Confidential.
Hey there, this is Wink Martindale, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
Attention sports fans, now you can watch every football game you want all season long without leaving your home with Dish for about $50 a month. Compared to your cable bill, you can save almost $600 a year. Call right now and sign up for Dish and watch every football game you want. With Dish, there are no boxes to pay, plus get free installation as soon as tomorrow if you call now. And with Dish Anywhere, you can watch your favorite sports and channels on your smartphone, tablet, or laptop. Be one of the first 100 orders right now and get a free voice remote. Don't miss a single football game all year long and save a ton of money. Get a free voice remote and free installation as soon as tomorrow. But you gotta call All American Dish right now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Miss the show? We have more than 500 hours of archived editions of TV Confidential available on demand as digital downloads. For more information, go to shop.tvconfidential.net.
This portion of TV Confidential is sponsored by The Misadventures of Biffle and Schuster, the hilarious side-splitting new DVD available through Kino Lorber.